All of a sudden I smelled this awful smell and this loud bang.
My daughter-in-law got up from the table when we'd finished and walked into the living room, looked out the window, and said, "Oh, there's a fire." We had a family get-together, my sons and their kids, families, and one of my sons decided that he wanted to try roast beef in the turkey fryer. They thought they shut it off, but we believe that the regulator was faulty. My next door neighbor over here was pounding on our front door saying, "There's a fire, there's a fire." We're going to have parts of the garage replaced, probably the garage door. But also, since that window broke, we had smoke damage inside, and consequently we've had to replace the carpet up the stairs, in the living room and dining room, in the upstairs bedroom, wallpaper. A piece of glass fell on the hall floor and scorched it down to the wood. And we had soot in the upstairs in the front where it came through the spaces and ended up in the front bedroom and storage closet. So it's just really a lot of stuff, much more than you would ever think. We're just very fortunate that we were able to live in our house. There are other people who have to move someplace else because their house is not habitable.
He made coffee, my husband, and then all of a sudden I smelled this awful smell and this loud bang. I ran for the front door. I got singed my eyebrows and everything. He ran upstairs. He saved her.
I remember him having to smash my window.
Yeah.
And he used my little nightstand, and then he used his hands to spread the screen away, and he was all bloody, and he grabbed me by my waist. I was like 4, but I remember this because I remember my jammies being all bloody.
And I didn't know she was up in her room until somebody hollered, "Oh, they're bringing down some person." I said, "She's at work." My husband and I to the hospital, put me in a room, put him in a room, and he's full of glass. They didn't do anything to him, but to me they kept me calm anyway. And I had to wait for a doctor to tell me.
You know, living in apartments and stuff, I would always make sure they had smoke detectors and make sure they worked. And now I just became a homeowner in 2005 and have the smoke detectors in every room that, you know, I'm supposed to have them in. And then also fires or candles, I make sure that they're completely out and I don't go to bed right away, you know, kind of things like that.